All right. Hello and welcome all of you to this amazing platform of PRADHAN Academy. Right. So we are live right now. We are live. So welcome all of you to this particular and incredible platform of PRADHAN Academy. And today we are going to discuss another very important chapter, especially for JEE Mains and Advanced. So this particular session is for JEE Advanced. So the topic is going to be limits, right? So in the previous session, we have already discussed the application derivative part, and with that, we were trying to finish the parts of differential calculus, right? And if you recall that we have been taking up a lot of sessions, especially on mains, and after the mains exam is over, we have started with the JEE Advanced lecture series, right? So in this JEE Advanced lecture series, I'm going to discuss the important topics and the questions that has been asked in the previous paper of JEE Advanced, especially the topic of limits, right? So today in our session, we are also going to do the same job over here. We are also going to discuss the concepts and the questions that has been asked in the chapter of limit. And along with that, we are going to revise the chapter, especially for the upcoming JEE Advanced examination. I hope this is clear to all of you. So if you're in this particular channel, then I would say please consider subscribing to the channel, because with this particular channel, we are basically coming live each and every day, and we are discussing very important topics as well as revision techniques and different concepts on not only on maths but also on chemistry and physics. And stay tuned for biology, especially that is going to come out very soon, especially for the upcoming NEET examination and for the next year. All right. And if you want to get personal one-to-one doubt clearance, or you want to get an online tuition, you can always contact on the number given in the description box. Okay. And you can find more about this particular channel once you go to the channel description, or you find out the channel lectures. Okay. So I would request all of you to please explore the channel, and you can get a lot of different concepts that can be very useful, especially for the upcoming examinations. Okay. And before we start the topic of limits, or for especially for the JEE advanced portion, I'm going to request all of you to please have a basic understanding about the limits from your NCERT. I know that you have already cleared your JEE mains and you are starting to watch these lectures for JEE advanced, but still it will be very interesting to have a warm up with the NCERT as well as the NCERT exemplar, right, for the chapter of limits. Okay, please try to finish this particular topic, especially the limits from the NCERT and the NCERT exemplar. Please try to solve those questions, and once you're done solving those questions, you can start preparing your own short notes. Okay, or I am assuming that you have already prepared short notes, especially for your mains. You can always amend your short notes, especially for the JEE advanced, right? And that will be actually be beneficial for starting on this particular session. Now if you recall, the last session we have taken on differential calculus chapter, that is application of derivative, right? So if you were to this particular last lecture, then you would understand that how we actually start to solve questions. Okay, I basically try to display the question, and then we basically solve the particular problems along together, right? And we try to figure out what is the correct answer from that, right? So that is always been the pattern, that how we basically attempt the questions over here, right? So please give me a thumbs up if we are ready to proceed for the classes or not. Please give me a confirmation that we are ready to start with the classes. Please give me a confirmation that we are starting the classes. Hi millionaire, is advanced hard? No, advanced is not hard. Advanced is very simple. It's about the basic concepts. Okay, if you know the basic concepts, millionaire, the advanced is also very simple. Okay, nothing is difficult. It's maybe challenging. It's maybe challenging, or maybe like very much of time taking, or very hard working, or you have to put in a lot of effort. But no, it is not difficult like that. Okay, is it okay? Clear? Is this clear, millionaire? Okay, so once we start to solve the question, we will try to understand that all the questions we are solving are basically from the recapitulation of the basic concepts only. Okay, if your basics are clear, then the questions are very simple to solve. Okay, millionaire. All right. So with this, and also one more important update to all of you, that we are going to start up the live online batches very soon on this particular platform. Okay. So these live batches will be conducted, and this will be a live batch, and you can all get the access of this particular batch by contacting this particular number. So please contact on this number in order to get more update about this batch information. Okay. Please contact on this number, and the batch price is starting at just rupees 999. Okay, so don't forget to take the benefit of these live lectures, because these sessions are basically a small private tuition, and that is basically going to help, very helpful for the upcoming JEE mains and advanced examination. Quota ki batein, how to clear maths cutoff in advance from 2025. See, in order to clear maths cutoff, first of all, figure out which is your favorite chapters, okay, and then you understand that what is your level of preparation. Okay, quota ki batein. See, what you can do is that you can start with the basic chapters. Like, for example, what I would suggest, since you have very less time left, what I would suggest is please focus on vectors and 3D geometry and coordinate geometry. Okay, vectors and 3D geometry as well as coordinate geometry. And if you have time, you can continue the probability and permutation combination. Okay, because that portions are very simple, and if you are able to get the concept, then it is very easy to solve. Okay, along with that, if you have cleared your mains, then you must have some basic preparation, right? So with that, you can definitely clear your JEE advanced cutoff. Okay, if you look at the JEE advanced cutoff, it is very simple to clear. If you are able to do the question, please solve it, and if you are able to do it correctly, then only solve it. Don't go for unknown questions. Okay, and there are really certain simple questions there in the exam. You just have to solve those simple questions, and if you are able to do that, then you can definitely clear the cutoff from JEE advanced paper for maths. Okay, भाई तू मेरा कट ऑफ क्लियर करवा सकता है मैथ्स का? From UK, see, I cannot clear a cutoff. Okay, you have to watch this session. For that, you have to subscribe to channel and click on the bell icon. Okay, from UK, please subscribe to channel and click on the bell icon. Okay, and don't miss out the upcoming content, because these upcoming contents are very important. Okay, because if you revise the chapters and keep on doing the questions from me, then this will be very simple. Really, bro, PNC and probability is simple. Yes, it is simple. Maybe the teacher from whom you have learned that chapter was not that good enough to teach you. Okay, from UK. Okay, because if you are familiar with the concepts of Bayes theorem and total probability theorem, those are very simple. Okay, if you just know the concepts, then you can definitely clear it. Sir, my 11th is not good. Don't worry, 11th is not that important. You can definitely clear J advance in just 1 year. Okay, if you are in currently in 12th, you can definitely clear J advance. Okay, you don't need to focus on lot of times on this particular part, right? You can definitely clear J advance in 1 year only. Okay, but you have to be very consistent. Okay, but if you want to get clear J advance in 1 year, please contact on this number. Okay, and get access to this batch. Get access to this batch. Okay, millionaire, can I clear? Yes, you can clear. Okay, start the class, please. Yes, we are going to start the class. Okay, so today our goal is to discuss the previous year questions on J advance for the topic of limits. All right, so here is the very first question that I have taken out from the previous year concepts. Okay, now before we start the class, millionaire, what steps do we have to do from now, sir? See, millionaire, you have to enroll this batch. Okay, you can. What I would suggest is that please enroll for this batch. Okay, by contacting on this number. Okay, and then we will be basically having live classes, and in that live classes you can definitely cover the chapters. All right. Okay, from UK, bro, I am only dependent on vectors and 3D geometry and differential and area under the curve. Okay, very good. If you are okay with this part of vectors and 3D geometry and differential equation, then it is okay. Okay, at least you can definitely try to score at least 10 or 15 marks. Then it is correct. Answer is 4. Are you sure? Are you sure, millionaire? Sorry, bro from UK, right? Okay, from UK. All right, so the answer is not a 4. That is correct. That is wrong. UK, from UK. That is wrong. A millionaire, sir, I am a hostel student. Yeah. So what is wrong with that? You can definitely do your remote classes or these online classes from anywhere in the world. Even if you're anywhere where you have internet connection, you can definitely do these classes. Okay. So it doesn't need to be like from home or anything like that. Bro, expensive lagega. Okay, let's see what we have to do in this particular problem over here, right? So if you look at this problem over here, let us try to understand. First and foremost thing is that if you look at this format of the problem over here, this is basically the form of 1 to the power infinity. This is basically the form of limit of 1 to the power infinity. And if you recall that whenever we solve questions of 1 to the power infinity, 1 to the power infinity, that is, for example, at x tending to 0, f of x is tending towards 0 and g of is also tending towards 0, this result is very simple, and it is e to the power limit x tending towards 0 f of x into 1 upon g of x. Okay, that is the result. Okay, so if you apply this result over here, so if you apply this same result over here, the result is then e to the power limit x tending towards 0 plus sine of kx plus cos of x plus x minus of 1 whole into 2 upon x is equals to e to the power 6 is equals to e to the power 6. Therefore, your limit x tending towards 0 positive sine of sine of sine kx plus cos x plus x minus 1 whole multiplied with 2 by x should be equal to 6, right? Now, from this particular case, if we have 0 by 0 limit, so for this case, what I can try to do is that now whenever I have this form, the sine of x, so sine x by x as limit x tending towards 0 is equals to 1. So if we apply that particular property over here, then I can be writing it as, right? So this will basically give you the result. So for limit x tending towards 0 positive, this result is going to give you the result as simply as equals to 1. This result is going to simply be equal to 1, right? So utilizing that particular property over here, what we can simplify is as we can write the same expression, that is limit x tending towards 0 positive. Then I am simplifying this part as further sine kx, and then I'm dividing by sine kx, and then I'm writing over here as sine kx and then divided by kx over here, right? And then there is a multiplied by k plus 1 minus of limit x into 0 positive 1 minus cos x divided by x square, 1 minus cos x divided by x square. Now for this you can apply the L'Hopital rule or whatever you want to apply, or if you want to do the by expansion, this result is going to come out as minus of 1 upon 2. This result is going to come out as minus of 1 upon 2, right? And there will be one more x over here, so that will basically make it into 0, right? So that will come out as 0. This particular part is going to come out as 0, and this result should be equal to, this result should be equal to 3, right? So I'm cancelling this 2 and this 6 with 3, so this result should be equal to 3, and therefore what we have over here is that we'll get the value as, so this particular result is going to be equal to 1 and 1 into k, so k plus 1 is equals to 3, and therefore your value of k should be equal to 2. Is this clear? Is this clear? So the answer is going to be 2. The answer is going to be 2. Bro, I had done it earlier. I am just guessing. Yeah, so it is just for the practice, okay? So if you have done it earlier, wonderful. Okay. Kota ki baat hai, sir, please teach, give chat reply after teaching one question. Yes, I'm doing that only. See, I have got this question, okay? I have done this question, and then I'm replying to the chats. Okay, so the answer is going to come out as 2. So that is option number B over here. So we will going to have the answer as option B. Is this part clear to all of you? Is this part clear? Is this part clear to all of you? Please let me know if you have any questions. Is this part clear to all of you? Are you having the answer as option number B? Okay, wonderful. So the answer is going to be option number B, that is 2. So the value of k should be equal to 2. Okay. So with this, let's move to the next problem. Okay, I hope this is clear to all of you. Let's try to move to the next problem. Let's try to move to the next problem. Right. The next problem is another very interesting problem. Okay, and there is a function which is piecewise defined as follows over here. So you can see the function is going from all real value to real value. That is, the domain and the codomain are both real numbers, and it is said that f of x is equals to x square into sine of pi upon x square if x is not equal to 0, and it is equal to 0 if x is equal to 0. So from this result, you conclude on this particular result, that is, which of the following statement is or are correct? Is or not correct, right? So if you look at the first option, it is saying that f of x equal to 0 has infinitely many solution, right? Now what we try to see over here, if we put x equal to 0, it is going to have only one solution, that is, at x equal to 0, f of x should be equal to 0, right? So therefore the option that is as mentioned as option number A, that is, it has infinitely many solution, is not the correct option, is not the correct option, as you can understand, right? Similarly, f of x equal to 0 has no solution in the interval 1 upon pi to infinity. That is also wrong, because f of x equal to 0 is at equal to x equal to 0. So this is also not wrong. This is also wrong, right? This is also wrong. And similarly, the set of solution of f of x equal to 0 in the interval is finite. In the interval 0 to this is finite. Okay, this particular thing is finite. Now this is also not correct, because if you try to analyze, so if you try to analyze from the function that is given over here, that is, if you for x not equal to 0, that is x square up and sine of pi upon x square for x not equal to 0. Now if you look at this particular solution over here, let us try to understand when am I going to have a sine of pi upon x square equal to 0, and that will give you the result as pi upon x square should be equal to n pi, right? Now from here you will get x square should be equal to 1 upon n. So from here you will get x square is equals to 1 upon m, right? Now since this x square should be equal to 1 upon n is basically all the natural number. Therefore, if you try to analyze for the solution, that is 1 upon root n, that is basically x, right? So x is 1 upon root n, and if you try to analyze 1 upon root n for this first interval, that is 1 upon root n greater than 1 by 10 to the power 10, 1 by 10 to the power 10, or what we see over here, n is less than or equals to 10 to the power 20. N is less than or equals to 10 to the power 20. That basically means that is finite. This is finite, okay? So this particular solution is finite, okay? This is finite. So therefore, there cannot be infinite solution. And the no solution, it is also not correct. No solution is also not correct, right? Similarly, if you try to analyze option number C also, in option number C, it is saying that when your x is less than 1 upon 10 to the power 10, your n should be greater than 10 to the power 20. That is also infinite. That is also saying about infinite solution. It is also talking about infinite solution. Okay, so therefore this option number C is also not correct. Option number C is also not correct, right? Now similarly, if you look at option number D over here, if you look at option number D, that is when you're 1 upon when you have the x value, when you have this x value lying in between 1 upon pi square to 1 upon pi, 1 upon pi square to 1 upon pi, then you will understand that your 1 upon root n, is less than or equal to or less than 1 upon pi and is greater than 1 upon pi square, which basically gives you the result that root n is lying between pi to pi square, and therefore definitely within this particular interval you will have more than 25 solution. Definitely. So therefore, with this result, you're going to have the correct answer as option number D. Option number D is going to be the correct answer. Is this part clear to all of you? Please let me know in the live chat. Is this part clear? Is this part clear to all of you? Are you able to get the solution from here? So option number D is going to be the correct answer. Is this part clear to all of you? Please let me know if this part is clear or not. If you still have any question, please do let me know in the live chat. And if you're watching the session after the live class is over, you can always put your questions in the comment section. Okay. After the live class is over, you can put your question in the comment sections. Is this part clear to all of you? Okay. So let's try to solve the next problem. Let's try to move to the next problem. The next problem is another question from the previous JEE advanced problem, and this is a match the following types of question. Naman, teach in Hindi. See, many students over in this channel are from West Bengal and from south part of India. Okay, they are not very comfortable in Hindi sometimes. Okay, so that's why I have to collaborate and have to go with all of you. Okay, in case if you have any question, you can ask me. Okay, I will try to personally answer your query. ठीक है? ठीक है, नमन? Is that okay with you, Naman? In fact, I will try to help you out if you have any issue with the language things. Okay. Okay, fine. So let's try to solve this question over here, right? So we have a match the following types of question, and we have to find out that which of the following option is going to be the correct match, right? So if you look at this function over here, there are two different functions. That is, first of all, we have a function f of x that is defined as follows, and another g of x which is also piecewise defined. Now it is said that for the arbitrary values a, b, c, and d belonging to the real number, and the function that is going from h is a function that is going from all real values to real values, and h of x is defined as follows, combining the g of x function. Right. Now, from this particular thing, based on the values of A, B, C, and D, you have to compare and tell which of the following option is going to be the correct, which of the following result is going to be the correct. Right. So, please give it a try. Please give it a try. So, how shall we solve this question over here? Let us try to analyze the list one by one. Okay, let us try to analyze the list one by one. So, the very first thing let us try to analyze over here is that now, if you look at the function that is g of x, now, if you look at the function g of x and you see that g of 1 upon 2 minus x is equals to 2x and 0, right, is equals to 2x for x not equal to, or x basically lying, or I should say 1 minus 1 by 2 by x, that is lying in between the interval 1 by 2 to 0, and this is equal to 0 otherwise. Right. So therefore, why I'm doing this is basically you have this kind of expression, that is g of x plus g of 1 by 2 minus x. So if you do that expression, that is g of x plus g of 1 by 2 minus of x for this given domain, then the result is going to be equals to 1. If you look over here, the result is going to be equal to 1 for x lying between 0 and 1 by 2, for x lying between 0 and 1 by 2, and is equal to 0 elsewhere. Okay, and is equal to 0 elsewhere. Okay, now if you look at the first option over here, if a equal to 0, b equal to 1, c equal to 0, and d equal to 0. So if you have a equal to 0, c equal to 0, and d equal to 0, only b equal to 1, then in that case your h of x is equal to 1 for x belong to 0 and 1, 0 and 1 by 2, and is equal to 0 for other points, right? So in this case your function is going to be looking like a step function. So in between 0 and 1, it is like this, and else elsewhere it is always 0, right, it is always 0. So therefore what you can see over here and what you can comment is that, so from that particular saying you can comment that this particular function is so over here you can see that it is not continuous at x equals to half, right? There is a jump over here, there is a jump over here Right. Now, and if you talk about the one function, it is not correct because h of x is having zeros for many values of x, right? So it is not a one function. Similarly, h is not an onto function also, because for onto function, your codomain should be equal to the range. Because if you look over here, the range is only 0 and 1, only two values, zeros and 1, right? Your range is only two values, zeros and 1. So therefore, it is not even a onto function. Similarly, so the range, therefore, this P can match with option number 5. P can match with option number 5. So therefore, option A is already eliminated. Option is already eliminated. Now, out of option B and C, if you look at only Q only, then only you will going to get the answer. Now, if you put A is equal to 1 and rest things as zeros, then your h of x is equals to simply as a of x, and that is basically x into mod of x into sine of 1 upon x and then 0, and it is this particular thing when x is not equal to 0, and this when x equal to 0. Now if you look at the differentiability concept, because the q can go to either 2 or either 3, so if you look over here, so let us try to analyze over here. So if we put x greater than 0, then it is x square into sine of 1 upon x, and that will make it differentiable. And similarly, if x is negative, then also it is differentiable. Right? It is differentiable. So therefore, you will get this option, that is h of x is differentiable over this all the real values of x. Okay, so therefore you will have h of x as differentiable over all the real values of x. Therefore, your q should go and match with option 3. Now, similarly, if you check the other option, you will find that option number C is going to be the correct map. Similarly, if you put A is equal to 0, B equal to 0, C equal to 1, in that case, this case also you're going to have the h of x function, which is going to be an onto function. In that case, you will have the h of x function as an onto function, right? As so this case, so in this R option, your h of x will look like 3x minus 1 and 0. So 3x minus 1 for x lying between 0 and 1, 1 by 2, and it will be looking as 0 for all other places, right? For other places. So in this case, you're going to have this function as an onto function, onto map, right? Is this part clear to all of you? So therefore, we will have option number C as the correct option. Option number C as the correct option. Is this part clear to all of you? Is this part clear? Please do let me know if this part is clear or not. Please let me know if this part is clear or not. This is very simple. If you do the questions just by putting the values of A, and B, and C, and D, and then the function is very simplified out, right? And then you have to be patient and have to check which of the following option is going to be matched over here, right? Looking at the question, it might look very difficult in the beginning, but the question is a very simple problem. It's a very simple problem. Okay, it's a very simple problem. So let's try to move to the next problem from here, right? The next problem is a very interesting problem. So please give it a try. Please do give it a try. Now, these types of questions are basically limits with a definite sum. Okay, limit as a definite integral. Okay, now whenever you have a summation or a series given over here, and then you put a limit over that particular series such that your n tending towards infinity, then it is basically a question of limit definite integral as a limit of sum. It's a question of definite integral as a limit of sum. Okay, so let's try to see how we can solve this problem over here. So it's a very standard problems, and these kinds of problems are has been repeated many times in the advanced as well as in mains also, right? So if we look at this particular value n over here, what I can also do is that I can write this n as 1 plus 1 plus and so on as n times, right? I can write this one as n time or summation of ones as n, and that will also give me n, right? Now the advantage of doing that is that I am able to write this particular function f of n. I am able to write this function f of n as 16 plus 5n, then we have minus n square divided by 4n plus 3n square plus of 1 as one term, and then the next term as follows, that is 32 plus n minus 3n square divided by 8n plus 3n square plus of 1 and so on, right? Now the advantage over here is that we are able to simplify this part as follows. We are able to simplify this part as follows, that we can write these terms, and if you simplify this part out, we are going to write these terms as 9n plus 16, 9n plus 16 whole divided by 4n plus 3n square, 4n plus 3n square, 4n plus 3n square. And similarly, the next term is going to come out as 9n plus 32 whole divided by 8n plus 3n square plus 3n square, and so on. And the last term, if you look at the last term is going to come out as 25n divided by 7n square, 25n by 7n square is going to be the last term. Now what we can also do is that we can simplify this part and write it in sums of summation, that is going from r equals to 1 to n, r equals to 1 to n. I can write this as 9n plus 16r, 9n plus 16r divided by 4rn plus 3n square, 4rn plus 3n square. And this is basically a shorter notation of the summation over here, right? Now therefore we have simplified the summation from here. Now from this summation, if I take the limit, n tending towards infinity, the for r is equal to 1 to n, limit n tending towards infinity, and I can simplify this, write it as 9 plus 16 times of r upon n whole divided by 4 times of r upon n plus of 3, and whole multiplied with 1 upon n over here, whole multiplied with 1 upon n over here. Now, if we have this result, then we can simplify this part and write in form of a definite integral, that is integral going from 0 to 1, because putting n in infinity, this particular in terms of definite integral, the limit is going to simplify it as, so for r is going to be 1, this is a constant, so this is going to be 0, and similarly for n, this is going to be limit n tend towards infinity n upon n, and that is going to be 1, right? So therefore we can write this as, and in place of r upon n, we will simplify with x, that is going to be 9 plus 16 times of x whole divided by 3 plus 4x, and then 1 upon n will become dx. So therefore, this gets simplified and it's solved in terms of a definite integral problem. And now if you simplify this definite integral over here, what we can do, simplify it as 16x plus 12 minus of 3 whole divided by 3 plus 4x, and then if we simplify it over here as follows, that we can write this as 4 times of x minus, so sorry, 4 times of, we can write this as 4 times of 4 times minus 3 times of 3 divided by 3 plus 4x, and that is your integration over from 0 to 1 dx. Now if you simplify this part further, the result is going to come out as 4x minus 3 by 4 natural log of 4x plus 3, with the given limit 0 to 1, and therefore if you simplify this further, the result is going to be 1 minus 3 by 4 natural log of 7 upon 3, 3 by 4 natural log of 7 upon 3, and that is going to be the result of this problem. So the limit for n tending towards infinity is going to be equals to 4 minus 3 upon 4 natural log of 7 upon 3. That is going to be option number B as the correct answer over here. Are you all getting option number B as the correct answer? Are you all getting option B as the correct answer? Please let me know. Please do let me know if you are able to get this question or not. Is this part clear to all of you? Is this part clear to all of you? Now, this question is very, very important and crucial for JEE Advanced. Okay, so please make sure that you revise and recall these types of question, especially before you're going for your advanced examination. Okay, so before going for your advanced examination, please make sure that you recall and remember these concepts. Okay, so this is going to be very, very important. All right, is this clear to all of you? Is this part clear to all of you? Please let me know in the live chat. Every one of you, please let me know in the live chat if this part is clear or not. Are you able to understand it or not? If you still have any question, you can always ask the doubt in the comment section as well, right? And if you want to get personalized one-to-one doubt clearance, you can always contact on the number that is mentioned in the description box. Okay, so please find the contact details of me and my team in the contact details. Okay, in the description box of this particular video. Okay, and we are also going to start very soon with the live batches. So make sure that you take the better advantage and help of those batches. Okay, so with that, we be basically going to target for the upcoming examination. So someone who is in class 11 and class 12 and require the need for live batches and want to get personalized doubt clearance and mock test and practice sheets and DVPs, and want to study the online maths at online tuition from me, you can definitely contact the number that is present in the description box. Okay, so please find the number in the description box and don't forget to get the best use of it. Okay, and if you want to get more about the schedules and all the upcoming classes, you can always contact me and my team on that number that is mentioned over there. All right, so looking forward to see you all soon in that live batches. So looking forward to see you soon in the live batches. Please let me know if you have any questions. Okay, and if you feel these videos are actually helpful for all of you, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click on the like button, and also please share these videos with your friends so that your friends who is preparing for mains and advanced can also take better advantage of it. Yes, Raghav, sir, can you please make a video for a few topics in maths by which we can clear JEE advanced maths cutoff? Yes, I am doing that. The way I am taking out the chapters over here, Raghav, that way I am basically teaching the chapters are basically the chapters that I am taking from the high priority chapters. Okay, so I started with the vectors and 3D geometry, which is very, very crucial. Okay, so that's why I started with vectors and 3D geometry, and then I moved to the concept of area under the curve, differential equation. Then I started with definite integrals, right? And then we moved to the application derivative. Then we started the discussion on quadratic equation. Then we discussed about sequence series, right? And then we are doing the limits over here today, right? So this is all for this upcoming JEE Advanced only. Okay, so if you follow the chapters in the order I'm basically trying to teach about, you can definitely clear the JEE Advanced cutoff. Okay, don't think much about the cutoff. If you are clear with the question, if you in the examination hall, once you see the question, if you are able to do the question, then please go for it. Okay, if the question is simple, what I would suggest is that first try to go through the entire paper. Okay, please scan through the entire paper and try to figure out which of the following are the easy problems and which of the following problems are you confident about. If you are confident in that particular problem, do solve it. If not, skip it. Okay, there will definitely going to be some similar problems that you have to solve in order to clear the cutoff. Okay, and regarding the way how you to prepare or how to attend the paper or what are your prepared attending strategies, I am definitely going to make some videos, so please stay tuned for the channel. Please hit the bell icon and to never miss out any upcoming notification. Also please subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out the content over here. All right, so with this, I let some of the questions as a homework problem over here. Now this is a question I have basically left out as a homework problem to all of you. Please try to solve this problem and let me know the answer in the comments box. Okay, please try to solve this question on your own and let me know the answer you are getting in the homework. Okay, in the comment section. Do also let me know the way you have attended this problem. Okay, you can always let me know about the way or the solution techniques or the strategy that you have applied over here. Okay, I'll be very happy to answer your questions as well. Yes, Raghav. Okay, I will complete those lectures. Yes, Raghav, you have to complete those lectures and stay tuned for the upcoming content as well. Okay. And also I will be releasing a video about how to go about or how to attend the paper of JEE Advanced. That is going to come up very soon. Okay, so stay tuned for that as well. Okay, and if you want to get one-to-one mentorship regarding the any of your doubts or if you want to get your doubt clear, you can always contact me on the number that is mentioned in the description box. Okay, so I'm writing the number on your screen, on this particular screen, so you can definitely contact on this number, right? The number is 8339827 528. Okay, you can always contact this particular number and get contact of me, and you want to get a doubt cleared, everything you can done on from this particular number. So please contact on this number. Okay, I hope you have taken the screenshot of this, and please let me know the solution in the comments box. Okay, I'll be happily waiting for your answers. Okay, so with this we end our session over here, and thank you for your attention for the session, and all the best for your upcoming preparation. Okay, and with this we have finished the limits, and in the next classes we are going to start with continuity and differentiability, and also we are going to come up live with the concepts and chapters from matrix and determinant, complex numbers, binomial theorem, and then we're going to discuss about probability and permutation and combination. Okay, and after we're done with that, we'll also try to have an one-shot lectures on coordinate geometry, right? That is going to be very, very important for your upcoming JEE Advanced. All right, so with this note, I conclude this session over here.